Godzilla!
Yes.
Zilla, bitch!
Godzilla!
No, that's my thing.
What's going on, folks? This is your boy Zilla Valentine, and since the weekend will be here in just a couple of days, I figured I would give you guys some recommendations. Cuffing season is almost upon us, so why not give you some options for your Netflixing and chilling, your Hulus and hangs, your primes and dimes. I'm gonna call this show here TV dinners, and since the weather's getting cooler, I know a lot of you guys will be staying in the house, so I'm gonna give you guys a recipe to cook and some TV recommendations for what you should be streaming this week. Let's get right into it. The biggest release of this weekend has to be El Camino, a Breaking Bad movie. The movie picks up from Jesse Pinkman's dramatic escape from captivity, and we get to see him come to terms with his past in order to forge some kind of future. This is one of Netflix's big films. It's really anticipated. Everyone's been dying to get a little bit more of Breaking Bad. That streams this weekend, so you guys can see that. It's a great film that you want to watch with people. You can get your old Breaking Bad gang together. Another show that I'm watching is called Unbelievable. I'm not gonna lie to you, this one is a bit hard to watch because it's dealing with a very touchy subject. This limited series is based on a true story and tells the story of a young girl named Marie who files a police report claiming she's been sexually assaulted by an intruder in her home. I was tearing up as I'm watching it. It has a lot of triggers, so if you're triggered by that type of thing, you might want to steer away from it. But even if you are, I urge you to try to fight through that pain to watch it because it's a very gripping and emotional show. I thought some of the acting on this was just really, really good. And you're inside the story. Although Unbelievable is very difficult to get through, it is entertaining and it's information that we should all have. If you're looking for something to discuss, check out a movie called High Life over on Amazon Prime. This movie stars the next Batman, Robert Pattinson, and my boy, Andre Benjamin. It tells the story of a guy named Monty and his baby daughter who are the last survivors on a damned space vessel that's traveling straight towards a black hole. Now there's a lot of sex in this movie. There's some weird twists and turns, but 3 Stacks is in it, and whether you like it or not, it will leave you with a whole bunch of stuff to talk about. Now, if you're looking for something that's highly entertaining, I strongly urge you to check out Luther. Now, this series stars Idris Elba. It's been around for years, but they recently released the 5th season, which a lot of people don't really know about. Luther, if you don't know about Luther, let me tell you guys about who John Luther really is. He's a British homicide detective who straddles the line between a good cop and bad cop, and he uses his near genius murder detective skills to solve crimes. Isn't that dope? But his brilliant mind can't save him and his loved ones from the dangers of the job. So you get to see this arc of Luther play out over 5 seasons. It's a really quick binge. You can probably do it all weekend. So if you have someone staying over the weekend, the whole weekend for you, it's a good show to watch. Luther stars Idris Elba, Ruth Wilson, and it is great. All right, now just some quick hits for you. I won't give you a full breakdown of these shows, but over on Hulu, you have the Wu-Tang and American Saga series. You have Top Boy on Netflix. Another show you have is The Boys on Amazon Prime. And if you want some great films to stream, Hulu has a bunch. They have Boys in the Hood, they have Blade, they have Rain Man, Brooklyn's Finest, and Major League 2. I really enjoy those films. Hope you guys check them out. And now, if you guys are looking for something to eat, let me break down this amazing dish that I made. Now, if you're gonna be inviting someone over, you're gonna need to know what you're gonna cook, and I made this amazing tomato curry. It has a bunch of great ingredients, and I'm gonna show you guys a little bit of the process of it real quick. All right, so here are the ingredients I use. I use a little bit of coconut oil. I use the Serrano chili. You guys can use a red chili if you like, or any kind of spicy chili, some fresh ginger, and some garlic cloves. Now here are my spices. I use cardamom, coriander, some turmeric, a nice curry seasonings that I got from the grocery store. I got some cherry tomatoes, some coconut cream, salt, and I'm using a halibut, but any kind of whitefish will really work for this recipe. And here's what you're gonna do. I also serve this with a side of Parmesan kale. You guys can use some potatoes with this, some carrots, any sort of side, but we're gonna focus on this main dish, which is the fish. First thing you're gonna do is you're gonna put a little bit of that coconut oil into your pan. You're gonna let that melt down. And the first thing after that you do is you add your chili, ginger, and garlic. You let that cook until it softens. You also wanna make sure you're using a really low heat, like medium or medium low, like right there, just so you don't burn or any of those spices. Now, once that starts to get translucent or brown just a little bit, you're gonna add your spices at that moment. That's your cardamom, your coriander, your turmeric, your curry. Add that. Once it gets fragrant, it's gonna be about 30 seconds. That's when you dump in your cherry tomatoes. You let that cook down. Once they start to like wilt and sort of like start to explode, then you're gonna throw in that coconut cream, which is just gonna melt into that sauce. You can start to smell it. It's gonna be super good. I season my cod with some salt and pepper. I let it sit. Then once that curry sauce starts to bubble and boil, you just drop in your cod. You let that sit in there for about 7 to 10 minutes, depending on what your fish is. Once that fish gets flaky, you just serve it with a little bit of kale, and it's perfect. It's delicious. Perfect to watch any of these films, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. Yeah, that's my process. I filmed this all by myself too. Your boy Zilla Valentine. Peace.